So yeah, like I was saying, I think everyone's, we all go through these different things in life, and everyone's had a heartbreak. Let's say, for example, at some point in their life, someone might have had, might have been in an early relationship where they thought they were in love and they had their heart broken, or whatever the case may be. We all go through similar type stuff in life. We have similar experiences, and we're not that different at the end of the day. We all, sometimes when we're going through shit, we think we're all alone, but the reality is that every single day there's people going through much worse stuff than a lot of us every day. There's people out there going through a lot worse stuff, and
We've
so,
all got to learn to walk.
Yeah.
We've all got to learn to talk.
Mm.
We've all got to learn to be happier in life,
Mm.
When a baby's born, they're never happy, are they, in a kind of way,
Yeah.
Always crying.
Well,
A child, when you think about them, and a 5-year-old, they're always crying in a kind of way, never happy,
yeah.
Because a child doesn't know who they are yet,
No, it's development, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it takes time,
Mm.
But then you see some 70-year-olds still complaining and moaning like a baby in a funny way. Well, like I say, they're not learning anything.
Yeah.
They've probably been watching television every day, and not learning. Like I say, people get lost in entertainment sometimes, Even I've done it in the past,
Yeah.
Like I say, there's so many avenues of entertainment out there. Whether you like watching golf, cricket, and you could. The list goes on, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Opera, so on and so on, alright. Films, games, entertainment, and sometimes people get lost in it and forget about themselves in a funny way, Where yourself is number one.
Yeah.
You're the number one. I would say myself is the number one person who entertains myself.
Yes.
I entertain myself.
Mm.
I used to get bored, when I was a bit younger and things, but I don't get bored anymore because life's too beautiful, I think, to get bored.
Yeah.
Or too interesting.
Yeah.
I think a person that gets bored is only fed up with themselves.
Well, yeah. Well.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think it's all about keeping yourself entertained, like you said. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
I don't get bored either. You can only get bored if it's up to it's up to each and every one of us to keep yourself entertained.
Well, like say, if you were in a bar.
You can always find something to do.
Say you were in a room, right, and you didn't have no money for electric or whatever. You didn't have that, So you're in a room there. You can actually write songs in your head. Do you know what I mean? You can do things and keep yourself happy.
Yeah.
There's ways of doing it.
Yeah.
And I think like it's all down to everyone out. Every individual to understand. Like for instance, a lot of people go out there looking for love, and they search the world,
thinking that the love is going to bring them happiness.
Yeah, but they search. They go on holidays. Some people, and they try to search for love abroad, and they might meet someone, and they think they found love.
Yeah.
But they haven't, because I don't think you can go looking for love.
Mm.
What I think love is just basically loving the world around you, nature, and loving yourself. That's it. That's what love is. I think.
Yeah.
I might be wrong.
I think, to me love is like a connection. That connection, it's
A bond.
A bond, yeah, definitely. Love is action much more than words,
Well, don't you think you could have a bond with nature?
Sorry, mate?
A bond with nature.
Yeah, well, I guess it depends on what you're talking about. It depends on what kind of relationship you're talking about. But between man and woman, love is, it's a connection, it's a bond, it's something that's intuitive. You both know whether or not you love each other. You both know how you feel about each other internally, and in your mind, so yeah, it's, I think it's almost intuitive, so yeah.
You don't necessarily need to find. I don't think life's all about.
No, because I think some people are also happier alone too. If you see what I mean, there are people out there who are just happier to be alone. If you see
I
what
don't
mean.
think I would have liked life so much if I didn't get married. Let's put it that way, yeah.
Mm.
At least I've experienced it. Let's say that, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's what I feel grateful about. That I've actually experienced a relationship for quite a while. For many years.
Yeah.
And I've experienced a few other relationships, and that, and I can remember them all in a funny way. I've got my memories, let's put it that way, of each relationship I've had. But because I feel that I can live alone now.
Yeah.
And enjoy life because, like I've had my love life. In a funny way, yeah. That's how I think of it. I'm not looking for a soulmate anymore. If you see what I mean. I am my soulmate.
Yeah.
If you see
I think
what
that's the trouble. People are looking for someone.
Yeah.
People always go, "Oh, this person is my other half," and it's like, nah. Everyone's a whole person. You need two whole people. People that complement each other. And are both in alignment when it comes to doing what it takes to make each other happy. Putting each other's happiness, going back to happiness, putting each other's happiness above above the other person's, basically. Putting that person before the needs and wants and happiness and etc. above your own. That's what it's all about. That's real love. To me, it's two people who, they're in alignment with what they both want, and they make each other, kind of like best friends in a way. I think people whose relationships tend to last the longest, or marriages tend to last the longest, is when people, before they're married, they were kind of like best friends beforehand. They want to do everything together, want to spend as much time as they can with each other day in, day out, because they're just so in tune with each other, if you see what I mean, that they just enjoy every moment they can get together, if you see what I mean, and that's a beautiful thing, so...
I mean, when you meet someone, for the first time, like when I met my ex-wife for the first time, it was love at first sight.
Yeah.
And it's like we couldn't wait to be with each other, or we love being with each other. We were always kissing the first year, whatever.
Yeah.
And then then you have children after a few years and things. They start growing up, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you start arguing, about things. And that's that. In a lot of relationships, that's what it can turn out to be anyway. Let's put it that way. You end up sort of like not appreciating each other so much. I don't think after 13 years or so, it kind of dies. And I don't think any relationship, well, it doesn't, does it? Nothing. No relationship will last forever.
No.
Does it?
No.
It all comes to an end. Let's face it.
Everything comes to an end.
Let's face the truth, everything comes to an end, every relationship. You might have a long-term relationship, but, even as, you get married to someone and you get older, one of you's going to die first.
Yeah, true.
And you're left on your own. One of you are, anyway, So, that's a sad thing. It doesn't last forever, You are on your own, I think, in this world. We're all on our own.
We all come into the world on our own with nothing. And when we leave on our own, and we can take nothing with us. So you come into the world on your own with nothing. And when you leave on your own with nothing. Just enjoy life, Just enjoy it as much as possible. It won't be possible every day. Every day is not going to be sunshine and roses and rainbows, like we said earlier. And you know, walks on the beach with ice cream and you know, afternoon tea and cake. You know, it's not going to be, you know, it's not, you know, it can be, but it's not going to be that. It's not going to be that every day. Sometimes, every now and again, something's going to happen. You might hear someone that you really love, like you said earlier, might have passed away, or something. You know, it's you know, it's life has its ups and downs, and hopefully it has more ups and downs. That's the main goal, is to try and have more ups. To try and be up a lot more than you're down. That's the goal, you know.
You know, I think sort of like God, you know, whatever, He's put us through this, the most, it's like a sort of like, what do you call it, when armies sort of do those test things, you know, they go through barbed wire and all that.
You know, even like drills and shit.
You know, and it's like, life is like that, you know, like God's put us through this really sort of awful test that we got to try to learn to be happy somehow. You know, but it's like what do you call those sort of like tests? What the army?
Oh, like military drills,
you know,
and shit. Yeah.
You know, but that's what it is. It's sort of like, that's what I look at it like, really tough. You know, and you got to be tough about life. I think, in a funny way. You know, you got to be tough. You know, like, I mean, like, as I say, like 15 years ago, I was just pretty depressed. You know, I was a different person really, you know, I didn't really want to speak to anyone, to be honest with you, you know what I mean? But I've come out of that, you know, and I'm learning now to, you know, I want to get stronger next year, you know, as a person, you know. It's, you know, like, as I say, I think everyone goes through tough times and they get weakened, you know, but then you can only sort of, you know, it's like when you trip over. You fall over, you know, because you've slipped up. What do? You get up. You don't stay down, do you? And that's what you just got to have, that attitude with life. You know, whatever happens, you just got to keep getting up. Up, 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 up. And, you know, keep doing things, you know.
Yeah, it's not about how many times you get knocked down. It's about how many times you get back up. And how you respond.
Yeah.
And that all comes along with mindset, you know. You've got to have a strong mindset. Like we were talking about earlier, discipline. You know, you've got to be strong mentally, you know. You've got to tell yourself, no matter what, I'm going to keep pushing, I'm going to keep going. I will not be defeated, you know. I'm going to maintain my composure and, you know, make a plan and overcome what it is that, you know, you're trying to overcome. Whatever obstacle, you know, comes in, whatever speed bump, you know, or whatever roadblock pops up along the way, you know. Then you've got to find a way around it or over it, or, you know, whatever, you know. But yeah, you can't just give up, you know. If everyone just gave up every time shit got hard, then we would never get anywhere. You know, we would never be where we are today as human beings if people just gave up every time. Every time someone tried to invent something or create something, all the shit that we've got today that we enjoy, computer, all sorts of shit. If everyone gave up every time they started to do something, we would not have any of this shit. It's just persistence, you know, the natural human desire to want to get better, to want to improve, to want to, you know, whatever, you know, to be happier, to make life easier, to make life, you know, more enjoyable.
Yeah, that's nothing.
More enjoyable, you know.
That's another thing, making life easier for yourself, you know. Yeah. And that takes a lot of work, you know. So I mean, I've been working a number of years, right, year after year, and you know, you build up your life, and then sometimes you can lose it, you know, for various reasons, which is what I've done in my past, do you know what I mean? But then I've carried on, you know, and like, so I feel like I'm enjoying life more than I ever have done. Okay. You know, I wouldn't sort of say, you know, I think there's different levels of happiness.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Just like, I think there's different levels of sadness.
Yeah.
You know, you can sort of be at 0, sort of like.
Yeah, how do you feel on a scale of 1 to 10?
Exactly, you know.
Yeah, like they ask you sometimes, these people, how do you feel on a scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah.
10 being great and perfect, 9 being okay.
That's right, you know. And like,
Yeah.
say 10, minus 10 is really unhappy, and
Mm.
plus 10 is happy, really happy, you know.
Yeah.
Happy as you can be
Yeah.
in life, you know.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say I'm 10 plus right now, you know.
Depends on the day though, don't it?
But
Yeah.
I feel like I'm always in the plus,
Yeah.
rather than minus,
Yeah.
you know, or naught or zero.
Likewise.
You know, I always try to keep out of zero, let's put it that way, you know. No matter what happens, you know, in life, you know, just try to, you know, I feel like it's like a buzz inside you as well. You're like a pleasant buzz, you know, peace of mind and all that, you know, where you're happy and content. It's a beautiful feeling, you know, and I know that sadness is a horrible feeling, you know, like I say, when you feel sad, you don't want to live sometimes, you know, or you don't like time, or you don't like yourself, you know, whatever. You're very unhappy. But when you're feeling happy, it's a beautiful feeling. It's calming and it's relaxing. It's like a river almost, you know, it's flowing.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful feeling, you know. So I know what those two feelings feel like, you know, and I'd much rather be happier feeling than sad.
Yeah.
You know. And I just feel like we have got choices here in life, you know, and I know that there's a lot of sad things out there in life, but you've got to pull yourself above it, you know, and just, because otherwise, if you don't, alright, it can get worse for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, as I said, it's, you know, like earlier I said, it's like quicksand, you know, you've got to get yourself out of it, and, you know, like, so I'm not rich at all in life, you know. You know, I haven't got, you know, I'm not the richest man in the world, or I haven't got a lot of money at all, to be honest with you. You know, I'm pretty poor, to be honest with you, and I'm going to be honest, you know, but I'm still happy.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like even a homeless man could be happy.
Oh, definitely.
It's possible.
Definitely.
And a man that owns a big mansion could be very unhappy.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't think that if you've got a lot of money that's going to bring you happiness, because it doesn't.
No, it doesn't mean that.
Not
no.
necessarily. You know, again, you know, like if you've got a lot of money, it's all down to attitude and frame of mind, and you know, like, just feel like, you know, people don't really appreciate life enough.
Yeah, me too. I think that all the time.
You know,
I think people moan and complain so much. You think to yourself, God, like, you're alive. You've had a few. You've eaten today. You go home. You're able to take a shower and have a bed to sleep in, and you've got some food in the cupboard if you get hungry. And it's like you've got some money if you want to buy the odd, you know, something here and there. And it's just like.
I look at a banana as a miracle. One banana, I also look at it like a miracle.
Yeah.
And we're lucky to have it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and it is.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
You know.
Appreciation.
Yeah, and that, I think appreciation is one of the biggest steps towards happiness.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
You know, and I think appreciation is very beautiful.
Yeah.
And I feel sorry for people that haven't got it.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, because I think like appreciation is a joyful feeling.
Yeah.
I think, you know, and I think if you haven't got appreciation, you won't be happy.
Yeah.
You know, and I appreciate, like, for instance, like even if I see a little snail, well, that makes me feel happy. Yeah, that's appreciation for you.
Yeah.
You know, or even if I saw a leaf, you know, that looked really beautiful, it kind of makes me feel happy. Yeah. All right, that's appreciation for you, because I just appreciate everything.
Yeah.
All right, because I know that we're not here for long. You know, and you know, enjoy every moment.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of regret sometimes, you know, sort of looking back at my early life, of my depressions, you know, in a kind of way it's a waste of time being sad in life, you know. You know, as long...
He's a noisy bugger.
Yeah, like, yeah, he takes a lot of people's happiness, I think. But there you go. Yeah, I think that's one of the most important things is appreciation, really, you know. I think that's a beautiful thing. Appreciation of the oxygen that you're breathing.
Yeah.
You know.
That we're alive and blessed, you know, and got the essentials, you know.
Yeah.
Shit could be a lot worse.
Got a nose.
Yeah. Things could always be
got
worse,
ears.
you know. You got your health, you know. Health is one of the most important things too.
I mean,
you know?
like even your ears. I wouldn't want to be born without ears. You know, like listen, you know, not be able to hear you speak. You know,
Yeah.
life. I don't think life would be so good. You know,
Yeah.
if you didn't have any ears, for instance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's another thing to appreciate. Just all, you know, everything you've got. That I mean, the fact that you're able to walk, if you can. You know what I mean? You know, down the road. You got to appreciate the fact that you can do that. You know, I think. You know, and how lucky we are actually to experience life.
Yeah, it's true.
Itself, you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of people actually forget, or I don't think they're actually aware.
Yeah.
Yet, a lot of people, you know, it does take time.
It does take time.
To, you know, become self-awareness of yourself in a funny way, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd hate to live a whole life, which I think people do, some people do, without being aware of yourself.
Yeah.
You know.
Definitely.
And I think there are, you know, people are born, you know, like that don't never become aware of themselves.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah.
I mean, there's all types of people out there, aren't there?
It's true.
You know, we're all a little bit different, you know, in you know, like for instance, our no voice is the same, is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, we all got kind of a
Unique.
different, unique sound. No fingerprint is the same.
No.
I don't think anyone looks the same, do they?
No. Well, you have identical twins and stuff like this.
A little bit, but
yeah.
they even still they're a little. They must be, you know, what I mean.
Yeah. Usually they have some kind of differentiating factor.
Mm.
You know, that can determine who's who.
Mm.
Yeah. Anyway, mate. Before we call it a night and wrap it up for this week's episode, in regards to happiness, is there anything else that you any kind of final words or final thoughts or anything you want to say to the people before we, you know, wrap it up and call it a night for this week's episode?
Well, I just hope that we helped you to make you feel happy.
Yeah, and hopefully have a deeper understanding into happiness, you know, and understanding that it's up to us, it's up to each and every individual to create the reality and the life that we want, and yeah, to try and get, you know, to try and manifest the life that we desire, and everything else that comes, you know, that comes along with that. Sorry. So
I don't think you're ever going to change the world, on the outside world. You're never going to change that, all right? But you can change yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
You never change the world. So it's not. Sometimes it's not worth complaining about it, really. Do you know what I mean? Just.
Or is that saying too of be the change you want to see in the world, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think like the change is really to change yourself is just accepting it and accepting yourself. And I think you'll find happiness.
Yeah.
You know.
Self-acceptance, very, very important. You know.
Yes.
Accept who you are, understand who you are, and strive to become better. You know, be
I'm
honest.
a bit upset about who I am. You know, I'm a bit angry with God. I wish I was someone else.
I don't because we've all had our lives. We've all had a chance at our life, and you know, we've all, you know, all blessed to have the life that we do. You know, so I'm quite happy. Just, you know, no matter all the shit that I've been through in my life too. You know, over, you know, when I was young, especially in my younger years. You know, my childhood, whatever. you know, I'm still grateful for all of that. You know, I think it, like you said, sometimes you have to go through all this shit to become a stronger person. You know, it helps give you character, and you know, I think it helps you in the future too as well. As you get older, it helps you to navigate through life, and you know.
Oh, I'm looking forward to my future.
Gives you tough skin, kind of thing. You know, gives you, you know.
Well, I'm looking forward to my future.
Keeps you kind of like resilient to. You're looking forward to your future.
Yeah, I am. Right. I am actually, because okay, I might get older, or I might find it a bit more struggle getting older, but I know that I'm gonna be a bit wiser. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's one thing to look forward to, getting wiser in life.
Definitely.
And being a better person.
Yeah.
You know, being a happier person, really. You know.
Yeah, definitely. It's what we're all striving towards, to have a better and happier and more enjoyable life every day. We're all striving to make our lives better and more pleasant and more enjoyable, and we all want to be happy.
We all want to be millionaires.
Well, not even that. We all want to be happy in life, and like you said earlier, because money does come along with that too, because having financial security does bring an element of happiness.
Well, that's another thing, security.
And you don't have to worry about financial stuff, so that's one less thing alleviated from all of life's things that we all have to face and deal with, you know. But yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed this week's episode as per usual.
I didn't.
You didn't.
I didn't enjoy it.
He's not enjoyed it at all.
Yeah.
So there's.
I'm not happy about it.
There we go. We've got one disgruntled viewer already. You know, my co-host, my fellow.
Good enough.
My fellow participant.
It wasn't good enough.
My fellow participant in this week's episode. You know,
just wasn't good enough. You know, I wanted to make it better.
Yeah. Well, like we said earlier, we're all striving to be better and to be greater.
Next week it will be better.
That's it. You know. So yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed this week's episode. Stay tuned for more content each and every week.
And they will get better. Every episode can get better.
That's it. And yeah, we're only going to grow and get better as time goes on. And we hope you guys, stay with us and enjoy the ride that we're all embarking on, and the journey that we're going on, because life is a journey, not a destination. And yeah, stay happy. Try your best to be positive at all times. No matter what life throws at you, stay strong. Keep going. You can't fail until you quit. And yeah, it's all about having a good mindset. You've got to be strong mentally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say, mate? Before we
smile.
Go? Yeah. Just smile.